All right, let's talk about the big, and this is the big news in the last sort of 24, 48 hours. It looks like, and look, fingers crossed here, and I've got my fingers crossed, that Tyson Fury will fight Alexander Usyk, undisputed heavyweight title fight. We're hearing a date of April 29th, Wembley Stadium. Gareth has been sort of keeping us abreast of what's going on in the last 3 or 4 months, right? It changes week to week. Gareth, in terms of what we know now, are we at the stage where it is a 70-30 split and Usyk has said to Fury, give £1 million to the Ukraine war effort? Is it all happening? Are we all systems go for the biggest fight that can be made in boxing right now?
I'm not optimistic. If I'm
honest. God, no.
Well, look. Let me just say this. Look, my concerns are, and they were last Friday, where they made this agreement over Twitter at the 11th hour. Obviously, there's talks going on behind the scenes. But Frank Warren, George Warren, Bob Arum have all been unusually quiet over the last couple of weeks. I had a 20-minute chat myself to Alexander Krassyuk on Friday morning. And I've been in contact with him over the last few days anyway. Both sides are wrangling, there's no doubt about it, and they're trying to get it over the line. But my feeling is the WBA, and this may have been, again, a panzer movement from Frank Warren, because he's got a very powerful situation at the moment with Daniel Dubois, Joyce. Joyce is the interim champion WBO. Daniel Dubois, the lesser WBA title, who's mandatory. And then obviously Flip Hergovich, who's nothing to do with any of them, with the IBF. And Usyk with mandatories to fight. So my understanding was last Friday morning, just to recap a tiny bit, last Friday morning, it looked like it was heading towards the Dubois fight because they couldn't agree the split. Yeah. And obviously we saw what Tyson Fury did in the evening, what he put out that, you either accept a 70-30 split or go and fight Daniel Dubois for $1.5 million, which is probably about right anyway. I mean, if they fought at, say, O2 Arena or whatever in May or June. Then obviously Alexander Usyk accepted the offer in the evening. It looked like they were over the line. It's an in-principle thing. They still haven't agreed it, and we are, 3 or 4 days later now, and we have not had official confirmation that this fight is over the line. Don't forget, this was meant to be a 2-fight deal. It's not a 1-fight deal. There's a rematch clause. Yeah. They need to get the rematch clause sorted as well. Where and when is that? What's the split on that? So I sound very skeptical. I am very skeptical about this fight getting over the line. Last Friday was 7 weeks to April the 29th. I will believe it when they say this is official. Tickets are on sale with Ticketmaster. The press conference is X days from now. I don't see it at the moment. And there's been more today between them, hasn't there? Where there's argumentation. That's what's going on the surface. The work's going on with the promoters behind the scenes. I'll say this to you. After years in the sport, I really want the fight to happen. 2 fighters, brilliant guys, undefeated, in their prime. First fight, the undisputed heavyweight title, the blue ribbon fight in the sport at Wembley Stadium. Here, an amazing moment for the heavyweight division and for all of us in our careers to be able to witness this event. Only believe in boxing what you know, not what you hear. Not what you're told. And at the moment, I don't believe this fight is over the line. There's not a lot of time left. On Friday, it's 6 weeks to sell out Wembley Stadium and get all the detail right. They are still wrangling over the second fight right now because we've seen it in the last 24 hours that Usyk and Fury are going at each other online. And I don't think that's promotion. I think they're both unhappy with each other.
Yeah, I mean, look, you don't believe it's going to happen. It doesn't look like Alex Krassyuk, Usyk's manager / promoter, believes it's going to happen as well. He spoke to talkSPORT on Monday and said that he thinks basically that Tyson Fury is trying to pull out the fight, and Usyk has basically called Fury's bluff. Let's listen in.
He bluffed, and Usyk called his bluff. This is 100%. So he didn't expect Usyk will accept 70-30. He was not in a training camp, and we saw next morning those theatrical performance, like he was pretending jogging, then he was pretending fighting someone in the ring. It's all about nothing. He is not prepared, he is scared to fight, and he will try to find the way to avoid Usyk as long as it is possible.
Alex Krassyuk there, obviously team Alexander Usyk. Look, he doesn't think from that clip anyway that this is going to happen either, if I'm honest with you. What do you make of this, though? I mean, Tyson Fury seems to be moving the goalpost, and every time he moves the goalpost, Usyk responds saying, fine. 70-30, okay, fine, no problem. What rematch clause? No, you asked for it, but it's fine, no problem. Look, from my standpoint, and I don't have a dog in the fight here. Remember, I'm Team Anthony Joshua. But from my standpoint, it almost looks like Tyson Fury. Look, I would never ever accuse Tyson Fury of ducking any heavy. I don't think he's scared of a man that walks this earth. But it looks like he doesn't want this fight right now. Whether or not he wants it in the summer, that's a discussion to be had. But right now, he doesn't want this fight for whatever reason. He would rather bash up Ngannou for 20 million or fight Andy Ruiz. He doesn't want Usyk. That's what again, from the outside looking in, that's the way I'm viewing it.
Yeah, and I don't disagree with you. There's a lot of power broking going on. And at this elite level, when you have something like this happening, it ceases to be about, not for everyone, because what we're seeing at the moment is Usyk pursuing the fight harder than Fury. There's no doubt about it.
No doubt about it, yeah.
Fury will have his own reasons, whatever they are. It could be power broking. He is the A side in this fight. 60-40 is probably the fair split, if I'm honest. And I know you might disagree with me on that.
No, I do. I think 60-40. No, I think 60-40 is fair.
70-30 is Fury really winning the power broking stakes. He does bring more commercial interest to the fight than Usyk, but Usyk brings the 3 belts. Usyk deserves great credit for pursuing the fight. I don't agree with this $1 million side bet, but that's up to them. And listen, it's amazing for Ukraine. It's amazing to keep Ukraine in the news and all those things. And our hearts still go out to the people of Ukraine and Alexander and what he must be going through and his family and all those things. But for me, Fury should be wanting to fight for all the belts right now. I think he's trying to long it out and progress the fight till later on. It's all playing into his hands. He's had a fight since September. Alexander hasn't fought since September. It's power broking and it's the game of chess. It's not necessarily pretty. It's not great on the optics of the sport or for him. April could be the most amazing month for us. April the 1st, Anthony Joshua against Jermaine Franklin, London. April the 15th, Joe Joyce, Zhili Zhang, London. April the 29th, Tyson Fury, Alexander Usyk, London. Oh my God. But as the great English poet, I'm not going to tell you who it is because you're going to have to look it up or you might know this. April can be the cruelest month. And I think it will end.
I need to look it up.
Okay, but it may end up being the cruelest month for us.
Yeah,
honestly, I have doubts, Ade, that it'll get over the line, that 29th.
Yeah, and if it doesn't, I'm firmly putting the blame into the camp of Tyson Fury. This is, again, the fighting man here. We've been continually told us the people's champion, the guy that will fight for charity, fight for free. All of a sudden, he's become what sounds like he's becoming the businessman of the sport, which he wasn't, right? He used to kind of label AJ as that. You're the businessman, you're not a fighter. And now all of a sudden, we can't get the undisputed, the most coveted fight in the sport, best fight in the history of the sport, heavyweights. That's what everyone became fighting fans from. Everyone became a fighting fan because of Mike Tyson or Muhammad Ali. You know, and all of a sudden we can't get the biggest two go toe to toe because of money. Embarrassing. Look, we've heard from Alex Krassyuk. It's only fair that we hear from Camp Fury as well. Let's hear from Frank Warren. He spoke with you, Gareth, and Adam Cattrall on Saturday night and says the fight will go ahead despite what is being said from Usyk's team.
Much more closer than we were 24 hours ago. Both the guys have agreed the split, and we got some couple of bits still to sort out, but I think we're on track for it.
Are we on track for April the 29th, Frank, or is the delay?
That would be the date for the fight if we do it. At one stage, I wasn't sure about whether Tyson would be fit for it, but he's okay. But the bottom line of it is they've both come out now and said what they want to do, and obviously we've got to get the contracts and so forth signed. So everybody's working on that and to get everything finalised.
Quick one on this one, Gareth. I mean, look, Frank seems semi-positive. I've heard him a bit more confident in the past. He seems quite confident, though, that the fight will go ahead. Gut feeling now. Let's just put it all out there. Gut feeling. April 29th, so not in the future, April 29th, will we see the two best heavyweights on the planet go toe-to-toe? Yay or nay?
I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But my feeling is very sceptical, and I think it's a no. I do not see a fight of this magnitude getting made now, just 6 weeks away. These guys need a longer camp than that. This is an intriguing fight which either man could win, in my view. Fury needs to be at the top of his game to win this fight. I think, for whatever reason, they're pushing it towards the summer, and I think they're going to talk and have a rematch in Saudi late in the year.
Well, now you know where I come from. They call that a duck. I never thought I would attribute that to the great man, but that sounds like a bit of a duck to me. It really does. All right, you're listening to Fight
Who
Extra.
wins it? Ade, I'm going to interrupt you. Who wins that fight?
Fury. That's why it surprises me. I think Fury beats him. I think as good as Alexander Usyk is, I think Fury's a special talent. What is it? A good big man always beats a good little man, and these are a great big man, and I think Fury's a great little man. Sorry, Usyk, but I think Fury's just special. I think Fury beats him. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe I have a bit more belief in Fury than Fury does. What's going on?